If we burn, you burn with us. So today, my good lamp blew up, which means that we're going to have terrible lighting, and it's going to be really super duper grainy. Don't blame me, blame the arrival of photons in quanta, or whatever the hell it is they do. I don't know, I'm supposed to do AS physics. So on Sunday the 23rd of February 2014, the man on fire himself, Mr. Benjamin Cook, brought us the 12th episode of his weekly series, Becoming YouTube. And lo and behold, there are not just 12. There are more. There are more episodes hiding deep underground, waiting for the time to rise up and take back YouTube by force, if necessary. And I mean, what a perfect analogy to draw, right? Our evil overlords, Google, are up on their throne, looking down at us. The YouTube digerati are sitting pretty on their high horses, loving life, and the little guys were left down at the bottom, squabbling and fighting over scraps. There is a storm coming, YouTube. And you and your friends better batten down the hatches, because when it hits, you're all gonna wonder how you ever thought you could live so large and leave so little for the rest of us. But, it's a really big but. I like big buts, and I cannot lie. The thing is, there's more to it than that. Because we're not just faces on a screen. We aren't just pawns in a convoluted political game. Because as much as we feel that YouTube may be screwing itself up, they're effectively trying the best that they can to do what they can for themselves as a company and for us as people who utilize their product. Honestly, and I think this may be a pretty revolutionary concept in itself, but maybe people just need to be a bit more accepting of change. Because, I mean, things can still work like they did in the good old days, which, you know, was like 5 years ago, 6 maybe. Just, you know, you have to take into account the new things and roll with the times. That's what people do with everything else in the world. I mean, it is entirely possible to, like, utilize the changes that have been made to work to your advantage, but instead, people just complain about things, thinking that somebody is actually gonna listen and actually do something about it. Because the fact is that a good percentage of recent content on YouTube has been people complaining about YouTube and about how YouTube is prohibiting them from making the things that they would have made 6 years ago, but they're not actually making anything, they're just complaining. So, you know, maybe just do things. If you want to be like, sorry I haven't made a video in ages, I'm gonna do better things, just go straight ahead and make the better things, and don't make a whole video apologizing. If you want to make an introductory video, be like, yes, here, this is who I am, and this is what I'm gonna do. If you want to change things on the internet, do it. Do the things. Make videos about whatever it is you actually want to make, and then we're gonna get somewhere. Is it as easy for people to get noticed nowadays if they're a new creator and they want to get their name out there and show people what they can do? No. To be fair, I started at the end of 2008, and has that affected how well I'm doing? No. Should the fact that it is more difficult to get noticed stop you from trying? Definitely not. You see, I know for a fact that Bing, or Slow-Mo's Ovo, or however it is that you know him, has set up a website specifically designed to curate unique and interesting content that he thinks you're unlikely to have seen. And there's a link to that in my utility belt. We need more resources on the internet and stuff for finding new things that we aren't likely to have seen. That's the only way that anything is actually gonna happen. But you know what? The ultimate point of the last episode of Becoming YouTube was to effectively say, are views and subscribers really that important in a website that has developed communities and groups of people that can communicate and create interesting and brilliant new things together, and on a more professional level than has ever been seen ever. And there's just so much greatness, and it's more about just having a good time and enjoying doing the things that you want to do and making great stuff with people that make you happy. When I made YouTube in December 2008, I made it because I wanted a platform to display the animations that I'd been making. Did I necessarily want anybody to watch them? No. In fact, my first 2 subscribers were my parents. And when I got a 3rd subscriber that was some random kid from America, I actually got scared because I wasn't sure if I wanted people to watch my things or not. Over time, I gradually started to notice that there were communities building up around people making videos and effectively just talking to a camera. And I first noticed it in gaming communities. Like, there are groups of game collectors who effectively make videos talking about their game collections, and then other people are like, hey, I noticed that I have a game that you don't have, but it's the sort of game that you'd be interested in. Do you want me to send you this? Maybe I can trade you it for something that you have that I'd be interested in. And they developed great friendships. It was just great. And I loved the idea that people could be so close and have such a tight-knit community that they basically created from just talking to a camera and putting it on a website. And that is what it has always been for me. My best friends in the world right now, I made because of YouTube. It is entirely possible for anybody else to do the same thing. Do I want to get noticed and get attention or whatever? To be honest, yes. I mean, I'd be lying if I said no. I'd like to say I'm an entertainer. I have a compulsive need to entertain people. If I make something that I think is funny and might brighten people's day and cheer them up, then I would like for that to reach as many people as possible, so that as many people as possible can be affected by a thing that I created. To be honest, I think everybody makes a YouTube with at least like some notion, some desire to attain super mega crazy mad bus famousness. And you know what? 9 times out of 10, it's not gonna happen. But hey, it was fun. Basically, if you want to make YouTube videos and you are looking for a reason to do it, then maybe this can be that reason. Or maybe you could rewatch episode 12 of Becoming YouTube, because that's a pretty damn good reason right there. Like, watch that. Because he could have just ranted about the state of YouTube, or he could have just done an interviewee show, or he could have done little sketches. He mixed them all together and made something, like, cohesive and brilliant. And I really like that. Do things is the moral of the story. Do things. Yep, I've been Aaron, telling you to do stuff.